everybody. Welcome. How are you? My God, it's been a busy morning for me. So I posted a react to Kai Bella's newest tweets where she shows more receipts between herself and Salah, and I posted that to my channel. And I also did the live tarot reading, and my goodness, the cards were talking, weren't they? They were saying a lot of things. And for those who didn't see the tarot reading live, the replay will be up in a bit. YouTube is still processing. But to give a brief summary, swords everywhere, fighting everywhere, tension in the house. It's going to get ugly. You can see it in the replay, like all of it. I did a reading for Fraudy. I did a reading for Salah. We just went for an hour. But Chantal is not done. No, she posted a video called FFG could cause someone to lose their job, and she's angry at Frenchie. And in my personal opinion, I think that it's misdirected anger. I think she's angry at Salah, but of course she's not going to go at Salah because, in a word, she's in a weak position, isn't she? She's in Kuwait. She has no money. She's broke. She's depending on Salah. If she had options, she could have stayed in Canada and gotten a place of her own and gotten her life together. But now she's in the weakest position ever, depending on him and really no place to go. But she's putting on a brave front. And although she's angry at Salah, she's not going to go at Salah because that would mean she might potentially lose him to another woman or him going off and finding his own life. And there she'd be in Kuwait all by herself. She's going to turn to Frenchie and take out her anger on Frenchie. Chantal, when are you going to learn that no matter how much you try to hurt French Fry Girl, you end up hurting yourself more? This is a dance you've been doing over and over and over again with Frenchie. The more you try to punch at her, the harder she punches back. But you just don't learn. You got that misdirected anger. You're not really angry at Frenchie so much as it is Salah, but you're going to take it out on Frenchie because you don't dare open your mouth to Salah. So I want to go over the video because there is a chance that Chantal might delete this video. Like we all know, like when she rages at somebody, usually a little bit later, like an hour later or a day later, she gets rid of it. So I want to react to it before she's got a chance to get rid of it. You know, like we're just going to review it. I don't know what she's going to do. I don't know if she's going to delete this in an hour, but I'm going to get my copy before that happens. So let's go over the video, shall we? Let's see. Let me just get past her little scameo. I don't care about that. All right, let's do this.
More in the moment, let's just say. So I'm going to talk about the cannabis dispensary from Cornwall situation. There's just so much BS that I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to follow up with regards to my complaint. So, for those of you who are not aware, there's a crazy, psychotic, lunatic, idiot loser channel, FFG, and she's probably creaming herself that I mentioned her name. She has no content. She has no personality, no content. She's just a rage pig, and she just screams and shouts and rages about the dumbest things in my content.
You know, Chantal, you want to be a person that you want to judge other people's content. You would like to say that French Fry Girl does not have content. At the same time, she reacts to your videos. And when she goes live, she gets much more people in her live that are interested in what she's saying than people go into your lives, doesn't she? Isn't it interesting that you make money on your content, but she makes more money on your content? And although there's the same content on your channel and her channel, people are much more interested in your content on her channel because of her commentary, because of her personality. So you say that she has no personality. Well, whatever personality she has, people like it. And that's why they keep watching her versus you, right? And she makes more money than you, much more money than you make on your lives. And she doesn't have to buy subscribers like you do. By the way, Chantal, somebody driving through Cornwall or Ottawa and going to a dispensary and just asking a question is not stalking. You weren't even at the dispensary, you were nowhere near it. She was just there. She stopped by the dispensary. She asked one question: how is that stalking? As I understand it, she posted going live, and you saw her thumbnail because, of course, you stalk her channel, talking about stalking. You stalk her channel. You saw the thumbnail and you freaked out. And you thought you would just get ahead of Frenchie by going live first. And in that live, you told on yourself completely. You completely self-confessed. Yeah, I still smoke the green, and like, I've been smoking since Thailand. I'll never stop smoking. You were telling on yourself. You didn't know what Frenchie was going to say. You weren't going to wait to find out. You freaked out and you self-confessed. And then you found out, I guess courtesy of her live or perhaps other sources, that the person that you talked about in your live that you thought tattletaled on you, it wasn't even the right person. She talked to a man outside, not a woman. But you were throwing allegations at a woman who wasn't even there. So who's in the wrong here? The person who is throwing allegations at an innocent person, or the one who just simply asked a question of somebody? Hmm? Maybe it's one of those cases of you should get your facts straight and check them before you start saying things. Yeah, but go on and go ahead.
So, um, that's what her audience wants from her, you know. So even a monkey knows that if you throw it peanuts when it dances, it's going to keep dancing. So that's that kind of.
The irony of what you just said. So, what exactly is your content, Chantal? Let's talk about it for a minute. Let's discuss. What's your content? What's so great about it? You get on your channel and you eat copious amounts of fast food at the detriment of your health. You are a channel that you cater to those who have the food fetish. Also, what is your content? It is drama, it is toxicity. Like, the most interesting part about your content at any time is the rages. There could be more interesting things, but you're not bothering to find them and include them. You are at your most interesting when you're angry, because that's when, in my opinion, you are the most honest. That's how much you lie, is that people look for their rages to see and hear moments of honesty that they can't get out of you otherwise. So her content is what it is, but your content also is what it is. There's not a whole lot of variety with you. I think you're just mad that somebody is taking your content, making it more interesting, and it's much more profitable for them. You're absolutely jealous of the views, of the subs, of the engagement, all of that. You could take all of that and motivate yourself to make your content more interesting, but you're not. But in the meantime, you are sullen, you are jealous, you are resentful of somebody else's success rather than motivate yourself to make your own success. In other words, step it up. Step it up and do something, and don't be angry at those who work hard.
Idea anyway. So she's running out of content and needs something big, right? Needs some kind of big win. So she thought it would be awesome to find out, stalk this dispensary to see if I've been a customer there. So she drove from where she lives in Montreal all the way to Cornwall. Okay, like
Frenchie can go where she wants. It's a free country. Frenchie can go where she likes to go. She may live in Montreal, but she can go all across Canada if she wants to. She could take a cross country trip. It's allowed. Just as you lived in Ottawa and you took trips to Montreal, didn't you? You took trips to Gatineau. What's the problem? You can travel where you want, but other people can't travel where they want. She can't go where she wants to go. You don't own Canada, Chantal. You don't even live there anymore. So who are you to dictate who can go where?
About an hour. Uh, Passing by probably many dispensaries which have better weed than the one in Cornwall, but anyway. Um, so she drove down and she apparently drove past this employee washing the windows outside of the dispensary, which is complete BS. And showed a picture of me and asked if I've been smoking there just so she could try to catch me in a lie. So there's that, and she says she's not an obsessed psychotic stalker. Okay. I do want to say though that when people have asked me if I've been smoking, a lot of the time at the time that they would ask me, no, I didn't, and I did go there at the dispensary in Cornwall a few times, but I always just keep it private. If I say no, it's because I don't want you to know the truth. Like, if I don't have to tell you if I'm smoking or what I'm doing if I don't want to, So if you want to be butthurt over that lie of me saying no, that I'm not smoking because I don't want anyone to know.
Well, that's because you've been trying to sell this thing of I'm with Salah, and even though we went to Thailand, no, we didn't partake of the green. Although we saw a lot of evidence, Chantal, that something was up. The way he was behaving, the way that you were behaving, the way you were hamburger eyed, we knew something was up. And in your own vlogs, like the poutine place, it was right next door to a dispensary. That happened a lot. Like green places all over the place. Girl, you probably had them all mapped out on Google Maps, where they were, where to locate them. Okay. It's not the fact that you smoke that's the big deal. It's the fact that you lie about it. You're trying to put off this image to us of, yeah, I was tempted by party favors in Canada and I did too much, but now I don't want to do that stuff anymore and I'm not interested in it anymore. And we know the truth. We know that you still want those things. We know that to a certain extent you are doing those things. Maybe you can't get access to everything you want to do in Kuwait, but you are doing the things that you have access to. And the fact that you're lying about it and you're trying to sell us this huge, humongous lie of my life is different. I'm a changed person when nothing has changed. Your issue with food has not changed. There's been no improvement in that area. Your want of different chemicals, that hasn't changed either. You are not a changed person. You just lie about the changes, but there's nothing outward that show for real that you've changed. So whatever you do in your personal life, that's for you. But the fact that you lie all the time, lies bother people. Because by lying to people, it makes the audience angry that you're treating us like we're stupid when we're not. All we want you to do is tell the truth. But for some reason, for all the things that come out of your mouth, truth is the one thing that you won't allow to escape your lips. And so, when you get caught in lies, when you're absolutely busted, you lose it. You just have a conniption fit. Stop lying, and all will be well.
Um, then be mad. I just don't care at this point. So anyway, so she took it upon herself to dig into my personal life and find out what I'm doing behind the camera. To try to have some big tea. I have some big tea. I went out of my way to stalk somebody to get some tea. Yay, that's a big win for you, isn't it? To find out that I mean everyone pretty much knows already that I do. And yeah, like if when I've already explained in my live stream, when I'm in Canada land, or somewhere where it's illegal, I have trouble not doing it because, I've used it for so long as a crutch and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so, but like right now I'm fine. I'm not even thinking about it. So I'm totally okay. Anyway, I, I think I deserve.
I don't think she's fine. Anybody who is part of my tarot reading this morning, just a little while ago, things are not fine. He's not happy. She's not happy. And I'm 1,000% certain that if she had access to the green over in Kuwait, if she had access to gummies, she would be doing them. She's going to try to substitute, maybe perhaps using the shisha a lot more. We might be seeing the shisha again, but she's not fine. The brave face you're trying to put on in front of everybody, Foodie, something for you. You can't keep your emotions to yourself. Even if your mouth is saying, I'm fine, I'm looking at your face right now. Clearly, you're not fine. Clearly, you're not happy. You should be happy. You're back in Kuwait with your husband. You missed him so much. You missed him so very much, but so why aren't you happy? Why do you look so miserable? It's because you know that you walked into an angry house and an angry, hostile work environment. And if you think Salah is happy with you or going to be happy with you, he isn't. There's a lot of resentment there. His gaming channel, that's a done deal. The couples channel, that's a done deal. You're going to have to rely solely upon you for money unless you find somebody else. But all of this stuff coming out, that just cut him off from making money on social media. And you don't think there's going to be a lot of hate bubbling beneath the surface about that? Yeah, you're both going to be miserable. And you're probably going to be doing a lot of videos like this where you try to misdirect that anger on somebody else because you can't go to him. And of course, you're going to go off about FFG. And she's going to take videos like this and put it on a live stream and get tons more views and tons more money than you. So again, whatever you do to try to hurt Frenchie, it's not going to hurt her. And you're claiming that FFG could cost someone their job for some tea. No, it's you, because you were the one throwing allegations at an innocent person who wasn't even there. And I've also heard that there are lots of people have left positive reviews on the place. So I doubt that what you're claiming could actually be true.
Deserve to smoke after dealing with a psychotic loser like that on my ass every day. Yeah. So, anyways, um, I did complain to the dispensary and I got a reply pretty promptly that they were investigating the situation. And I hear that somebody's job is on the line because of this. So give yourself a round of applause, you loser, FFG. And don't try to turn it around on me because you're the one who involved that dispensary in particular. I did say the name Sharon, but if it's not her who did it, there's nothing to worry about, right? So you're the one who put the dispensary as your thumbnail, the name of the company. You're the one who went and did that and then announced it. Uh,
So she's trying to act like it's FFG's fault if somebody loses their job. Although Frenchie wasn't inside the dispensary asking questions of a person at the counter. She asked a question of somebody washing the windows. Don't know if that person was somebody that worked inside the shop. Maybe they were just somebody who was a window washer. But somebody outside the shop, she just said, have you seen this person? And they weren't there giving Chantal's name and medical history and all that. But you were making allegations again against a person who wasn't even there, who wasn't even responsible. You weren't there to see who Frenchie talked to. You didn't hear the conversation. You're just on assumption because you're angry. You were firing allegations against an innocent person, though they weren't even there, saying they did it. trying to get somebody in trouble, being wrathful because you were mad that there was part of a narrative that was not part of your control, and you freaked out, and so you just did what you did. You opened your mouth way too soon. You didn't fact check. You didn't, because you didn't know what happened. You assumed what happened. And if somebody employment gets affected, it's because of you, not because of her. Like somebody washing windows is not somebody inside of a shop at the counter answering tons of questions. If you weren't there to see and hear what happened, you cannot throw a complaint based on what you don't know and what you didn't witness.
Online, outing that employee of what they did, just for your one up, which nobody gives a crap about anyway. Like, especially not me. So,
If you
I
don't
mean, I out.
if you don't care about it, why are you talking on it? If you don't care about something, why not just glide past it and move on? Unless you need content, maybe that's it. You need content. You don't want to speak on the whole thing with you and Salah. You're trying to pivot away from that corner. You're like, you are just doing the deflection thing. Let's deflect on FFG. Let's take the spotlight off the two of us and what may be going on with the two of us. Let's deflect on FFG. I don't see any videos from you of you coming home and him welcoming you and talking to you and spending time with you and him saying, I miss you so much. He's strangely absent, isn't he? Yeah. I wonder why. I wonder why he's absent. Is he embarrassed? Doesn't want to show his face yet? Maybe you guys are having problems. So let's use FFG for a deflection point.
Myself all the time. I don't care. I just like say no. Just most of the time when people ask me, I'm not. I haven't been smoking. Um, and when I do, I just don't want to hear from it. I don't want to talk about it. Like I want it to be private, you know. So it's my I'm allowed. That's my prerogative. I'm allowed. I'm entitled to privacy. Um, and you have no right to drive an hour to try to ruin that, just and to ruin someone's life by getting them fired over this shit. You're insane. Anyway, um, and then she totally deflects and gaslights and like, well, you shouldn't have doxed that poor woman. Blah blah blah. Listen, saying a name is not really doxing, but
Actually, it
if it
is. Actually, it is. You said the woman's name, her full name. That is doxing. You're saying her name, you're saying where she works. How is that not doxing? You're throwing an allegation that she was the one who gave personal information about you when she didn't even do it. You're saying a woman did it when it was actually a man that FFG talked to outside the shop, not in. So there you are, potentially causing problems for somebody who wasn't even present. That is so wrong, Chantal. Just in a moment of being wrathfully impulsive, making trouble for somebody who wasn't even there.
is her who did this, I don't care. I don't care that I said her name. I think she deserves it.
What? What do you mean she deserves it? How does this woman, this person deserve your wrath when she's not even responsible? She wasn't even there. If she wasn't even there and she has no part of it, she deserves nothing of your wrath. Absolutely nothing. There you are, doubling down on your wrong. You can't even come to the table and say, oops, I got mad. I screwed up. I threw allegations against an innocent person who had no part in anything. I put her name out there, and the place where she allegedly works, I said her name and I shouldn't have because it wasn't her. My bad. No, no, you're just going to stick with the narrative, aren't you? Like, oh, she deserves it. No, she doesn't. She does not.
I don't know 100% if it's her.
Right. So you don't know 100% if it's her. So if you're not sure, if you aren't absolutely, positively, 100% sure it's that person, you shouldn't open your mouth. You should not be just throwing allegations around and endangering somebody's job, should you? You really shouldn't, but you did. And thinking back, this woman that you were talking about, you alleged that she was a bully in school. Is that why you said her name? Because we all know that you live in the past. Even now, to this day, as a almost 40-year-old woman, you still harbor grudges of people that you knew and you talked to when you were around when you were younger. And maybe you want to get back at this person for something. So, something that happened maybe years ago, you didn't like that person. I'm going to get back at them years and years later by trying to endanger their job. You're messed up.
I'm sure she's not the only person that works there. I mean, I have seen a male worker there as well. And but I'm just putting two and two together. Like when I came in, she said that she saw my videos. She knows Shannon, um, who just turned out. I'm so glad I got rid of that trash as a friend in my life. Like,
You all, I'm sure Shannon feels the same way about you. Like, I'm sure getting rid of you was the best thing for her because you're toxic. I don't think Shannon is trash. I think you are trash. But getting rid of you, I'm sure, was the best thing for her because anybody you come in contact with, man, woman, animal, they suffer in your presence. There's not a single living thing that can say, my life was made better for knowing her. She's a good person. I benefited from talking to her, from knowing her. Nobody can say that about you. Not a single thing. Looking back to the history of Foodie Beauty, every single person, every single little living thing suffered under you. BB, Pete's, the cats, everybody, everybody. You've left a streak of destruction in your wake. But of course, you're going to flip it like you were the good person and Shannon was the trash. Of course, you are. Because you're a narcissist. In every story, the narcissist is either the hero or the victim. So you're trying to put yourself above Shannon.
I'm sorry, not sorry, but you don't the things this person has said and done since I distanced myself for her complete betrayal. Uh, Good riddance. Good, you belong on that side with those trashy people. Um, so she was this person that works there. This Sharon person was a bully in high school. She knows Shannon. She said she knew me from YouTube, and hey, what a coincidence. Another reason why I think FF
You know what? Coincidences still do not equal taking somebody's job from them. Just because a person knows another person that you know, that still is not good enough reason to endanger their job. It still does not equal making trouble for them. Just because they're a person in high school you did not know or was a bully and they happen to know Shannon, like you're trying to string things together. It sounds like you are trying to put your personal beef with certain people, tie it together with a string, and justify what you've done. Can't do that. Unless you can prove a wrong, then you shouldn't seek justice for a wrong.
G story is just full of shit like her. Is if you've been going to that dispo, then how did you not know any of the employees? Like, how do you not know the employees if you've been going there? Number one, that another thing.
Hold on a second. You can go to a store or a shop or a dispensary or anywhere and be a customer and not know the employees. Just because you go somewhere and shop doesn't mean you're on a first name basis with them or you know their personal lives. You're just going there shopping.
Thing is that dispensary is kind of new. It wasn't even there when the last time I was in Canada before this trip. So you don't know the employees there? You know what I mean? Like, so anyway, it was pretty cold that day. as well, and they have covered windows, um, and they're pretty big. I really doubt that the dispensary employee, because that day that I went is the day she went down and stalked me and went to the dispensary as well. She actually like looked around where I was parked and said and looked at the stores in that area or knew that there was a dispensary there. She's insane. I don't know how people just don't even see this, but
It's Chantal, it sounds like you're angry about the fact that you lived in Cornwall. Frenchie lives in Montreal, but she knows the area pretty well. And she has said that as far as Cornwall is concerned, there's a limited number of places. So it's easy to pinpoint where certain things are. And maybe you've always hated that about Frenchie, the fact that because she lives in Canada, because she's come to Ottawa and Cornwall, like she knows the streets, she knows the shops, and that irritates you, the fact that she knows that much. And she can go, oh, I've been here, or I know where this is. You hate that about her, the fact that she knows the area. You absolutely hate it.
you're brainwashed and stupid. So I doubt he was out there washing the windows.
You can sit there and doubt all you want, but the thing is, you weren't there. You were not standing right beside French Fry Girl to see the interaction, to hear the conversation, to know what was said or not being said. It's all hearsay. It's all you just assuming what happened versus knowing what happened. And because there's so much in the way of a gap of, I don't know, you're trying to fill it in with your version of the truth. When the only person who knows the truth is the person who was present, and that was French Fry Girl and the person she talked to. But you're still trying to make up this story of this is what happened when you don't even know.
Like, I really highly doubt that. Another thing that's BS is I doubt the employee was washing
How do
windows.
you know?
Let's say it was Sharon. I don't think she would be washing windows. She had to sit on a chair to dole out the weed, like to dole out the products. She was sitting on a chair.
Chantal, when's the last time you've had a regular job? It's been years, hasn't it? It is possible to work in a place and you've got different duties that you're expected to do besides work a cash register. Like you could have a boss that say, well, while you're on your shift, find some time to mop a floor or wash some windows. It happens. Just different duties. So again, you don't know what happened. You have no idea. You're trying to act like you know the schedule of the people that work there and what they do, and you don't.
Chair most of the time when I would go. I don't think she would be like washing the windows. They're like covered windows. It was cold, like I don't see it. But we'll find out in the investigation what really happened. If it wasn't her, then, obviously I'm very sorry for calling that out. But I
No,
never liked
no,
her
you're
anyway.
not. No, you're not. You're not sorry. Because even if it's not that person, which it's not, Frenchie said it was a man who talked to her, not a woman. So the woman you accused isn't even responsible. But I think for you, it's a win anyway, because you said yourself a few minutes ago she was a bully, and by calling her a bully, that implies that that was someone you did not like, or maybe someone that did not like you, and you guys had a problem. So this is your way of kind of sort of getting back at her, even though whatever happened between the two of you happened years ago. So like you're always looking for ways to get back at people. Always, even if they don't do anything to you in the present day. It's all about getting back at people even in your past.
Way she was a bully in high school, so she can get bent. I don't give a shit.
See?
But um I she's just full of they're all full of crap. Like FFG's full of crap. She's a total liar, and this investigation will hopefully reveal that what really happened. Um, like, how do you not see how psychotic you are driving by a dispensary, driving to a dispensary an hour away, passing several on your way to just drive your whatever the heck you're driving? I don't even give a shit. A van. You should put free candy on there. You're a creep.
What?
Anyway, she drives by this guy. Imagine someone you're cleaning window.
Like, wait, back it up. You should put candy on there. What is that supposed to mean? What are you implying? What exactly are you implying by saying that? I don't like the sounds of that.
Or whatever you're doing. I don't see that happening. Picture it. Picture it. Most of the time, the few times I've gone, if it was that day, so there was a few times that somebody was working by themselves. So what, they're gonna go out and wash windows when there's customers? I don't know. Anyway, and it's freezing. Like, I doubt it. They're huge windows too, huge covered windows. So I don't picture him just going out with a Windex and washing those huge store windows. Like, does nobody like use logical thinking when they listen to what comes out of her big gaping hole in her face, in her fat face? Sorry, but I can't talk nice when I talk about this person. It's impossible. So, I mean, imagine you're just washing your windows and this beast comes along and rolls down the window and shows a picture of me and says, "Do you know?"
Again, that there's the assumption. Were you there? Did you see exactly how the interaction went down? You're making up a story right now. You're doing a story time. Oh, she just rolled on up in her car and rolled down her window and flashed a picture and said, "Have you seen this person?" No, you're assuming, and you have to assume because you weren't there. Unless you were standing right there, listening and watching, you don't know. You're just taking your hate of FFG and perhaps this woman that you claim was a bully, and you're putting the both together and trying to get back at both. And you don't care if you're making trouble for the dispensary itself or anybody who works there. You don't care if somebody loses their job. You don't care. Out of sight, out of mind, not your problem. You don't care.
Know this woman? And the employee says, "Yeah, I've served her." Really? Like, what employee would there's a reason there's covered windows. It's like for privacy. Mostly it's because legally they're not allowed to show the products in case of youth seeing it and all that stuff. But liquor's fine, whatever. So, but also like there's a level of customer privacy there that they totally breached. Like, it's just insane. Like,
Frenchie did not go into the store and ask extensive questions like, what's her medical history? How much is she buying? Blah, blah, blah. All she said was, have you seen this person? It's as far as it went. She didn't go in there grilling like an investigator, the employee. She talked to somebody outside the store. It's not that deep. But even just asking one question, Chantal's going to take that and spin that with, she's stalking me. She's stalking me all over Ottawa. She's stalking me in Cornwall. She's going to the exact same places I'm going to, and she's talking to everybody that I have contact with. No, she's not. But Chantal will take a molehill and turn it into a mountain, per usual.
you're at a, I don't know. It's just it. I don't obviously I don't think any laws were broken. I don't even know. Like, I didn't even have time to deal with this crap. But please, what kind of unprofessionalism is that from your dispensary? Like, do you think people, like, what if somebody wanted to be discreet in buying? You know, you just out somebody to a complete psychotic stranger. You're putting that person like in danger potentially. You're confirming where they were at one time that they bought this product. Um, like, it's just ridiculous. And like, it makes me worried, like, what other information do they have on file, because like, it's creepy.
Like, what information could they have on file? I mean, I don't know. I don't work at a dispensary like the. I don't know how they work, but I would imagine they don't ask you your medical history, your health history. They're just selling you stuff, right? Like, what kind of file would they have on Chantal? She's acting like they have a file on her. I seriously doubt that's the case.
So they're doing an investigation into it, and honestly, like, I I hope that the person that did that gets reprimanded 100%. You know, I know it's harsh to say, well, I hope they lose their job and blah blah blah, but honestly, like if you're going to like be unprofessional like that and put people in certain danger or breach their privacy, like I don't really feel bad for you. Like, you know. So um yeah, I just of anything at this point, I'm not surprised how low people go. Like it's just especially this idiot who has just no content, no brain to come up with decent content.
And you know what, Chantal? It's pretty evident by this video you don't have any content because you blew up and you addressed this in your life. You lost your mind. You had a complete, total meltdown. And you self confessed. So you've already addressed it. Now you're doing it again. But this again is per usual with you. Take something and talk it into the ground. You're back in Kuwait with your husband, which has been absent. We're not seeing him right now. We probably won't see him for quite a while, perhaps, maybe never. I don't think he's going to be showing his face anytime soon. But you're in Kuwait. You need something to talk about. You're not showing us anything new. Didn't you say you want to do cooking videos? Why aren't you doing the cooking videos? You got a nice, brand spanking new house with all kinds of new stuff. Why not make new content revolving around that? But no, we're going to talk this subject to death, aren't we? And you're going to try to act like you got some kind of power over dictating where people go and who they talk to. And, oh, if you talk about me, I'm going to take your job from you. That's not possible if you don't have your facts straight. If you're just throwing accusations into the wind and you're throwing them at the wrong people.
Won't even show themselves, you know. Oh gosh, I don't know. I don't know if they have CCTV or what they're going to do when they're investigating it. Probably look at it. But I could just imagine how psychotic and ridiculous she looks, seeing her van driving around, rolling down, showing her phone. Do you know this woman? Has she been shopping here? Like, what gives you the right to invade someone's privacy? Like, number one, like, if somebody doesn't want you to know what they're doing, you go and drive an hour to try to find out. You're an idiot. I mean, you're. She's so psychotic. Anyways, the psychotic behavior just continues, and this time she costed someone potentially their job and the reputation of an entire business. So I know you think that that was a one up, but I don't think it had the effect that you thought it did. And
Actually, that's where you're wrong. That's where you're wrong, Chantal. Because before her live, you went live and you had a meltdown and you self confessed that, yeah, you've been smoking the green while you've been in Canada, but you're also smoking it in Thailand. You freaked out. You didn't even wait for Frenchie to go live, and then you decided you wanted to try to get ahead of her, and you self confessed. Something in you just panicked, and you're like, oh my God, I'm busted. I might as well self confess because I need to say it before she says it, and you had no idea what she was going to say. So it was kind of a win in a way. Like, for once, you told the truth, which contradicts the truth that you were telling us in Thailand about, yeah, I'm surrounded by all these green shops and I'm not partaking. Liar. Liar, liar, pants on fire. We knew even in Thailand what you were doing, but trying to act like you didn't do anything. So it was kind of a win. And the win was you told the truth. And those moments are far and few between. You actually told the truth. And then you found out later, oops, I accused the wrong person. They didn't talk to a woman, they talked to a man, but you're still doubling down on that.
it's really sad that people still continue to condone this behavior just for their hatred over me. I don't care. Like, I really don't care um, if you hate me or not. As you can see, I have a lot of Beezers. I have a lot of members, and uh, yeah, I'm fine. I don't want your hate views from that side. I don't want.
That's another lie. See, like, she's telling lies all through here. Like, I have enough Beezers. I don't want hate watchers. What a lie that is. That's where she made the majority of her money for years on YouTube, was the hate watching. And Chantal didn't care if somebody liked her or hated her or felt neutral, as long as you gave her a view. Because she's basically surviving on the memberships, the super chats, and the Google AdSense. She doesn't have another job. She doesn't have any other money besides the cameos. You know, cameos can't pay all her bills, but she didn't care who watched her or why, because she got compensated one way or the other. But now she's claiming, I don't need anybody. I don't need the money. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. And to be quite frank and honest with you, Chantal, we'd had 2 rounds of Kuwait. You doing the mukbang, sitting on the floor with the blue couch and the curtains and all that. And it was boring. It was mega boring. The only people that liked that content were those that have the food fetish. So we had 2 rounds of boring content from you. Do you honestly think that the audience is going to stay engaged with that same kind of content? I don't think they will. But I got a feeling this time in Kuwait is going to be different. The vibe is going to be different, because that facade that you've been trying to sell everybody of he loves me so much, he's so devoted to me, that's broken. That's completely broken. Like, the vibe is a lot different. You're not happy there, and he's not happy having you there. You're both essentially stuck with each other. And there's going to be a lot of anger, and there's going to be a lot of resentment, and a lot of inner rage is going to pop up from time to time. And you're probably going to end up doing more videos like this or lives where you're going off about FFG or the reactors, because you got to misdirect that anger on other people rather than the person that's actually causing it. You're a coward. You won't take your anger to the person that's causing it. You won't go to the source of your anger. You'll take the anger and try to put it on another person. That's what you do.
On it. I don't want you in my community. So I'm glad you're not here spreading that kind of crap in my channel. Um, yeah, I don't want that. I don't want that disease in my area of the internet. Anyway, I just wanted to come on and give you an update that it's being investigated. I did report it. Um, FFG is a huge liar. I mean, it's blatant. The little inconsistencies in her story, you know, I think even she said so herself. You can tell when someone's lying because of the details. Well, you give a lot of details that are don't make sense, like the window washing. I don't see it. Um, I might even call the dispensary and ask them details like that. I should have done that maybe for this video, but we'll find out when the investigation is concluded and what happens, and if they find anything. And I think it's ridiculous that this happened in the first place. I think these people just think it's okay behavior and they're sick in the head. One day she's going to do something pretty illegal to try to get those views, that hate money, and she'll probably end up in jail, inshallah.
That's what you're hoping, that she'll do something illegal, but she didn't do anything illegal. She didn't do anything illegal. That's what's bothering you the most. The fact she didn't do anything illegal. That's what bothers you. She didn't do anything illegal to get the views. But in your time in Kuwait, haven't you done things that we considered illegal? Filming inside mosques, illegal. Showing the oil fields, illegal. Filming people, illegal. Showing public places, illegal. You've been breaking a lot of rules over there. You did a lot of bad things in Kuwait. You should worry more about yourself than what other people do.
So who knows? We're in court. But I'm glad I'm here and I'm so far away from these morons who have no life that I'm just, yeah, I feel a lot better. You know, that whole gore world, anyone who condones this is just disgusting and really need to just grow up. Like, and that's coming from me, okay? Grow up. So, yeah, you ruined someone's job, got them fired over, well, potentially over.
You know, Chantal, I'm looking at your face right now. Say what you want. You don't have the face of a happy, relieved woman, happy to be home. You look miserable. Absolutely miserable. Like it's showing on your face. You can't hide it. You're not happy to be home, and Salah's not happy to have you home. It's pretty obvious. He was talking to Kybella, sending her all kinds of messages, and more just got released today. More. And he redid the apartment. He's talking to other women. He was planning on you being gone a lot longer, and you were planning on being gone a lot longer yourself. So your trip home was not something that he necessarily wanted. It was just something that had to be done to keep the money train going. So the resentment and the rage is going to build. The resentment is there. It's going to build and it's going to build and it's going to build. And these words that you're saying right now, I'm happy to be home. How long are you going to feel that way? Because you entered into a hostile living work environment. It's going to be an angry house with two angry people who don't really want to be around one another, who don't want to have contact with each other. How long is that peaceful energy going to last? We're going to see. I give it less than 2 weeks, actually.
Some potential big T content you were so happy and thirsty to announce. I can't even. So, but anyway, there's a lot of inconsistencies. But like I said, the truth will come out when the investigation's over. Until then, I'm not going to talk anything about this. I'm just over drama, period. I don't want anything to do with it, especially not the stupid petty drama and ridiculous going in real life BS from Gore World. Like, you all are bigger lolcows than any of the people you talk about, and you should start making fun of yourselves because you're pretty pathetic at this point. I can guarantee you that, yeah, sure, Amberlyn and I have failed at many diets, but we've never done any of this crap.
Chantal, do you know the definition of a locale? What separates the reactors from a locale? A locale overshares their life. Absolutely overshares, which you have done in abundance. Reacting is one thing, being a locale and oversharing is another. That's why you're a locale.
Um, and who are we kidding? Have you seen FFG? She's failed at many diets as well. So I love how you started your channel. You're going to show Amberlyn and I, how to lose weight. You ain't showing anyone shit. You don't even show yourself on camera.
And on that point, Chantal, neither do you. Just because you're showing yourself means doesn't mean anything. You come on camera with those ridiculous filters. So basically, because of all those filters, it's a living avatar. You're not even showing your real self. You have a lot to say about reactors that use avatars, but yet this right here is your living avatar. Your skin doesn't really look like that. Your chin isn't that pointed. You're using like a bazillion filters. You got the Samsung phone just for the filters because they have built-in filters already on top of apps you can get on your phone to also add more filters. So much criticism over other people's looks, and yet you won't come on camera all natural. Like me right now, right here, I'm showing myself. There's no filters going on here. No filters. I don't even have makeup on. I can show myself on camera natural. Chantal, you could never. You could never be natural. Never.
You friggin' weirdo. Alright, that's it. That's enough attention for these morons, which they so desperately seek. I guess that's it for this video. So that was the update for that, and I will, I know my eyeshadow's not even blended. I'm so tired. I will see you guys. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Okay, so that was it for that. Well, it would look like Chantal, like she's misdirecting that anger again. Really, she's angry at Salah. She's angry at FFG, but she's really angry at Salah, and she's just putting it off on FFG as per usual. That's just her MO. But that's it, y'all. That's all I got for this video. And I got a feeling we're going to see a lot more of this misdirected anger and talking extensively about the whole FFG shop situation. But that's it for this react. Hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like and subscribe and leave a comment. Thank you so much for being here, and have a good day. Bye now.